Hey everybody, it's Gypsy. This is this week's update, which is kind of different and weird. Not a whole hell of a lot got done outside except me getting the walls and the insulation for the greenhouse up. It's been a really strange week. Um, I had a major disappointment on Tuesday. I'm not on Facebook because I think in 2017 or 18, I was banned for life because I happened to mention that freedom of speech was a thing of the past, which made me a threat to their community because I was pointing out the obvious. Anyways, and a little early too, I guess. Thinking maybe they were shocked that I would notice before, 2020. Anyways, so my friend's on Facebook. So she always checks Marketplace. She knows I'm looking for a wood burning stove and what I really want. She sends me a listing. It was the perfect stove. Miss Ma'am's playing with my glasses. The price was perfect. I want a wood burning stove, and I don't just want a cooktop. I want an oven too, because I like to bake bread. And I just like to bake. So I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Please call him if you can and, contact him and set up a time and everything. So she does. Now the guy had it listed for 200 or best offer. So I said, well, ask him if he'll take 150. And she gets back to me and she goes, he said he's selling it for someone else so he can't change the price. And we're both sitting there going, well, then why did he put OBO? We didn't know. We couldn't figure that out. So anyways, the next morning, and I'm in the middle of, I had just filled my big water tank and I was transferring it into the house tank. So that takes a while. And she says, he wants to know if you could be there at 3 because he had he had to pick someone up at 2 or some kind of appointment. I don't know. So I said, sure. So I rushed around, got ready. Now, it's an hour and a half drive. And I said, please give me his phone number so that in case I get lost, I can contact him. So my friend gave me his phone number. So an hour and a half drive, I stopped at the bank first to get cash out. And I texted him and I said, I'm just 3 minutes away. I'll be there soon. I'm just getting cash for you. And he didn't respond. I didn't think anything of that. Well, when I get to his street, Google Maps goes crazy. And if you saw how the setup of this street is, you'd see why it went crazy and I got lost. I tried to call him. No answer. So I drove around trying to follow Google Maps again. Called him like maybe 5-10 minutes later. Still no answer. And I'm thinking, well, where is he? If he's expecting me, why isn't he picking up the phone? So finally, somehow, I found the place, and it was an apartment building, which is kind of odd for selling a stove. So I get there, and I'm not even sure I'm in the right place. I called him, and he finally picked up the phone. And he goes, oh, no, you're in the right place. He goes, are you in the white truck? I said, yeah, I'm in the white truck, wandering around, lost. And he started laughing. He goes, well, you're going to hate me. Now, by this time, it took me 2 hours to get there because of getting lost. I sold the stove. I just sold it. Now I have to call everybody else who's coming and let them know it's sold. I was like, what the hell? I have sold and bought many things on various selling apps. That is improper etiquette. If you have someone coming, especially if they're coming from a long distance, and this man knew where I lived and how long it would take, and somebody else is interested, and I've done this with things I have sold. If somebody calls me, they're interested, and I already have someone lined up, I will tell them, okay, there's somebody coming at such and such time who is interested. Okay. Now, if this person comes and decides not to buy my item, then I will call that other person back and say they decided not to buy it in case you're still interested. What I won't do is have a bunch of people coming over who are all interested and want to buy it. And when I've never had this happen with a seller either, when I'm buying, I go to get something, I've always come back with it. So I'm leaving all excited about this stove, believing I'm coming back with it. And I'm like, When he told me he sold it, I hung up the phone and I was exhausted by this time. And I sat there in the parking lot in shock. I'm like, what the hell just happened here? And then I'm thinking, oh my God, Kim, my friend who set this up, Kim's not going to believe this. So I tried calling Kim. She wasn't available. So I get on the road. By this time, I need a gas station for gas. And I had to go potty. And it was like, so when I got to the gas station, I called Kim back. And she was like, oh my God. She'd never heard of such a thing either. So anyway, she gave him a very bad review on Marketplace. But that was like a big thing. I mean, it took a big chunk of my day. And I knew bad weather was coming in and I wouldn't be able to work outside the next day. So if I won't go all the way up to Albuquerque unless I feel the item is worth it, because I don't like going up to Albuquerque and I don't like driving in Albuquerque. So I felt this item was worth it, to the point I gave up getting things done outside when I knew we were going to have 2 days of bad weather. So I was disappointed and angry, aggravated, all those things. And I wanted this stove. I mean, it had a cooktop. It heated your house. It had an oven with a warmer next to the oven. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. You know, I could do all my baking, my breads. I could do my canning on top. The house will be warm, etc. No. And they're very hard to find, a wood stove that has an oven that you can actually fit loaf pans in. So, yeah, I was really disappointed. So the next day, which was yesterday, was my birthday. Turned 58. It was the worst birthday I have ever had in my life. And I'm not going to go into the reasons now. There may come a day where I can explain it to you guys. But let's just say I was very sick, in a lot of pain. And it was also very windy and very bad weather. I'm sorry, I got a strand of hair. So I couldn't do anything outside, and it would be my preference to celebrate being outside on my birthday. And then I find out my son and daughter-in-law, who are truckers, was going to try to get a load to deliver down in Socorro so they could surprise me on my birthday and come visit me. But because of the situation of what's going on with the truckers, there's hardly any loads. And this never used to be a problem before. Now it is, so I didn't get to see my son and daughter-in-law for my birthday either. On the other hand, because when I'm having things go wrong, I try to find something good to focus on. So being stuck inside, I got to finish up most of the painting in the trailer, because this has been going on since early spring. And with everything going on outside, I haven't been able to get it done. So I got the main walls done. All I have to do is tear down that wallpaper back there and put the accent color there, and I'm done. So that was a good thing. This morning, I go outside to take care of my dog. He needed fresh water, food, and I had to take care of the plants. And I had to dress like it was January in Northeast Ohio, where I'm from, in the snow belt. I mean, it's really not. I exaggerate a little bit, but I did have to bundle up. And then I go around my truck only to find I have yet another flat tire. So I got to get busy on getting those tires. So anyways, since it's windy and cold again today, I will be able to finish up that back wall. So that's the good thing. And maybe I can put my new kitchen sink in finally. I don't know. Okay, so it's been one hell of a week. The only thing that really got done outside was getting the walls up and insulating the greenhouse. So there's not much more. I couldn't get any more video on that because I couldn't get any further to post another greenhouse construction video, part 2. I think tomorrow is supposed to be better, and the following days. And then my yard is also a mess because the winds were so high yesterday. Things I had weighted down. Like I had my table saw in a box on top of stuff. And the wind actually moved my table saw. And this thing's heavy. And then it flipped everything. It flew all over the yard. Yeah, it's just like, oh my God. It's been a weird week. So anyways, I have another good thing. Remember I told you guys that I planted wheat. I was just out there checking on it because I was a little worried. Things dry out quicker when it's windy. And also, I was able to water my beds because they're more compact and I can keep the spray of water in there. Um, my um, wheat is more of a very small field, so it's open. Thinking, how am I going to water this wheat? Because the water's never going to get to the wheat. It's just going to, fly away. I went back there and it looks really healthy and really good. So I'm going to wait until the winds die down this evening and get to the wheat. But it's doing fantastic. I've never grown wheat before. I'm so excited about this. I'm going to plant more in the spring. So I'm hoping to have a lot of wheat. So, anyways, I told you guys that I ordered a grain mill, a manual one, because I live off grid. And I don't have any desire. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot another thing that went wrong. 2 days ago, my solar panel decided it wasn't going to charge the battery anymore. There's a short in my cord that's my solar panel cord that hooks up to the battery. There's a short somewhere, and I can't find it yet. So I got to get that taken care of. Thank God I have a generator to charge batteries, and I have a really good lithium battery so that when it is charged, it lasts a long time. But that's aggravating because my little battery to use my water sprayer and use my water pump to transfer water, when it no longer has power, I won't have anything to charge it with because there's something wrong with the cord on the solar panel. So these are the things you have to put up with when you're trying to start a homestead. I have a feeling even after your homestead's established, this shit still happens. But anyways, I want to show you the grain mill because I'm really excited about this. I would like to get into doing other grains too, but I have it set up over here. My camera won't turn around. I have to actually stop the video and then turn it around and then start a new one. I don't know why. But anyways. Okay, everyone. So this is my mill grinder. The brand name is Victoria, and man, is this thing hefty. I'm telling you, it's heavy, well built. I do wonder about this plastic here, hoping that doesn't ever break, but everything else on it, you adjust, excuse me, Persephone, there's a cat in the way. You adjust this to get the texture of the grind you want. So if you want your grind really, really fine, like into a fine flour, you tighten this up all the way. If you want something more coarse, then you open it up more. And this handle is great. This reminds me, and this is the hopper in here. This reminds me of the meat grinder my grandpa had when I was a little girl. He used to make this homemade Italian sausage. Oh God, was it good? I miss it so much. But it reminds me very much like this, of that. This is smaller, and of course different over here. My grandpa had all these different attachments, and one you put the sausage casing in the end here, and you put your meat on top. I used to eat the pork. Well, he was making the sausage raw, before it could get into here. I was eating it. It was so good. But that's what this reminds me of. And this part is the same quality, very hefty, very good. It'll last forever. This is what I'm concerned about because it's plastic and who knows. So, anyways, that's the update for this week. It's not very exciting. It's just, my birthday week, and it was the week from, things just kept going wrong. So now I got to go get that. I have to get my tires. That's all there is to it. Fixing it, no. I need new tires, so I got to work on that. So anyways, I'll leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joy.